Hey everybody, so I'm really excited today to have this snake discussion with one of my friends, Patrick Hanekom, who is our local snake catcher here in the Cederberg Valley. So he's quite famous for catching puff adders, Cape cobras, boomslang, the black spitting cobra. So I also feel that it's really important that we should have this discussion because it's almost bouldering season and it's almost the time where we will expect a lot of people from all around the world to do hiking as well here in the Cederberg Valley. So yeah, enjoy it. Alright guys, so today I have my wonderful friend here, Patrick Hanekom, who's our local snake catcher here in the Cederberg Valley, so he's our superhero. So Patrick, you're welcome.
Thank you very much, Herschil. It's quite a pleasure to be here and to share among the viewers my local snake knowledge.
Yeah. So Patrick, you are really informative whenever we have a discussion about snakes. Why is this so important to you?
Well, since I was a little boy, I used to love along snakes. And when I was a kid, I usually caught snakes. But then, when I grew bigger, I did my formal snake awareness training in Cape Town. So then I came back to the King William area, and then it first became my hobby to catch snakes and release them. But later on, it became a part-time work to actually go and catch snakes in unwanted areas and actually release them back into the wild. So yeah, and this is so nice for me because I always tell people that there's nothing like a bad snake. Snakes are all good because they remove all the pests like rats around houses, from the houses. So actually to have a snake in your garden is actually a good thing.
So according to you, you think all snakes have good mannerism, so you don't have any fear for a snake?
Well, I don't have fear, but I do have respect. So whenever you come across a snake, always try to look at it if it is venomous. Because there's certain types of snakes, especially in our area, that can be quite harmful if you get bitten by one of them. So it's best to leave the snakes alone, just step a few steps back, and then the snakes will move away.
All right. So when I think about the Cederberg Valley, I think about the Cape cobra, the puff adders, the boomslang, the black spitting cobra. So which of these are the most active in the Cederberg Valley?
Well, in our area, I call it the big four, which is the Cape cobra, which is the black spitting cobra, the puff adder, and the boomslang, which all that four different types of snakes got different types of venom. Because our Cape cobra do have neurotoxic venom, as our puff adder do have cytotoxic venom, and our boomslang do have hemotoxic venom, and our black spitting cobra do have a mix of both, neurotoxic and cytotoxic. So the Cape cobra, why it is our most dangerous snake? It is because they do have quick-acting neurotoxic venom. So once you get bitten by one of them, it's an emergency case. So you need to get as quick as possible to the nearest hospital.
Can you just explain neurotoxic and all of those type of toxic venoms? What does it mean when it's neurotoxic and all of those kind of stuff?
Surely, maybe the words sound
but complicated.
very complicated and scientific, but neurotoxic just mean the venom attacks your nervous system, and it is quite the time frame of that is quite quickly. So once you get bitten by a Cape cobra, which is neurotoxic, then you are in serious problem. Then you do have a serious problem, and you need to go as quickly as possible to the nearest hospital, because neurotoxic venom attacks all your organs and also your nervous system, which is your eyes. So you start to see blurry if the venom gets the effect on your body. So in cytotoxic, it is a tissue destroyer. So that's why the puff adders do have quite big fangs, which is hinged in their mouth. So whenever the puff adder open their mouth to strike, the fangs get forward, and quite big fangs designed so that the fangs can get as deep as possible into your flesh, because it's a tissue destroyer. So once you get bitten, you are in serious trouble, because your tissue and big wounds will establish around the biting site, and you can actually die from kidney failure. And then we got our boomslang, which is a hemotoxic venom. So the boomslang do have rare fangs, which just means the fangs is situated in the back side of the mouth, and it's quite small fangs. But there's an old myth by the older people that the boomslang just have to bite you on your fingers, and that is actually not true. Because a boomslang can open its mouth 180 degrees, so it can easily bite you on your arm. It is actually a quite slow acting venom, so you will see the effects of the bite in about 6 to 8 hours maybe. So it is drop for drop the most venomous snake in Africa. So hemotoxic venom attacks your blood vessels. So that, and I explain to people, it's like you pour water into a plastic barrel, and you remove the lid and you press it, and all the water will actually overflow, and that's exactly what the boomslang venom do. It thin your blood so much, and it prevent the blood from clotting, so you will bleed through your eyes, ears, nose, everything.
Wow, that's something deep. So
And
you
yes,
just mentioned now about the puff adder. I just think about the colors of the cedarbug. So we have the orange rare type of gray color of the cedarbug valley, so which make it easier for the puff adder to camouflage in those rocky areas. So what should boaters and hikers be looking for whenever they enjoy the Cederberg Valley?
well, yes, puff adders actually depend on the camouflaging themselves, so that they prey and actually also the enemies can't see them. So for us, for puff adders, we are actually the enemies, and they're going to lie still there because they think you can't see them. But they do have a warning sign, which is usually a hiss. So it makes then you know, step back. There's a puff adder close by. And puff adders is actually the snakes where you can distinguish between male and female. The males do have long tails, which the females have shorter tails. So you can say that is a female and that is a male.
Wow.
So, but camouflage in the Cederberg, I've seen bright puff adders here, bright yellowish, blackish puff adder, but I also saw grayish puff adders here. So it doesn't actually make use of bright colors here and duller colors there, but it's a mix, in between mix. And as nature works, we won't fully understand why.
Yeah. So harmless snakes like the mole snakes, people really get confused because they think the mole snake, because it's black, they think it's a black spitting cobra. So sometimes they kill the snakes. Why is that, and how should we know, how do we know the difference between the mole snakes and the black spitting cobra?
Yes, in our area, and people likes to say that the only good snake is a dead snake, and that isn't true, because we got such, in fact, more than two-thirds of all snake species in the Cederberg are actually harmless. So people actually mistaken identities of the mole snakes and the Cape cobra and also the black spitting cobra. So they confuse those snakes. Most snakes you will find in sandy areas, and you have to look to the head. A mole snake do have a very, very small head, because evolution designed it so that it can easily go into mole rat burrows. While a Cape cobra do have very big cheeks, where the venom sacs are actually situated in. So, and a Cape Cobra will make a hood if you approach it. So just look for the hood. Most snake doesn't make a hood. Cape Cobra do make a hood. Look for the hats. Most snake small hat, and Cape Cobra big hat was very bulky cheeks.
So, you know, we sometimes hear about funny stories like, you know, in Afrikaans we call it bygeloof. So when there's a pregnant woman, that the milk of the mother attracts the snakes. And there's also, whenever you kill a snake, that the snake sibling would come for you. Did you ever heard about such things?
Yes, unfortunately, I do a lot of folklore stories also in this area. So I came across these stories very often. And I recently tell the story that my great-grandma told my grandma, and she told it to me. So there was a day that in those days, they used to walk from Algeria towards Glen William, to Glen William. And that is far, it's more than 30 kilometers, 60 return. And they came across this Cape Cobra of Geelslang, like they used to call it, yes. And that Geelslang was actually hanging on the tits of a cow, was next to the road. And they decided, but they're going to throw it now. And they pick up stones and they throw the snakes. And then the snake released that cow, and they will, in the old days, people said that the snake drink milk. So that the snake released the cow and came after them.
Wow.
And actually, what the snake did is the snake whistled, and the snake become, and in those days they believed that the snakes run on their tails, and they come on the tail. The snake come on the tails towards my great grandmother, and they start to run, and the snake come after them. And luckily for them, there was a farmer on a horseback, and the farmer shoot the snake, and they said that actually prevent them from dying that day.
So you told me about the incident that you had with the black spitting cobra. You forgot your goggles.
Yes, there was one day that I was on a call out for a black spitting cobra. It's a place just close by Algeria, so I drive with a bike, with my motorbike to the place. And then I not actually forgot my glasses, but what I had, I was in such a hurry because the people tell me that because they're going to kill the snake otherwise, and I was in a hurry. And I just put a bag, you know, that old maize bags, which you get, and I take that bag and went to the snake. And the snake catching was easy, and I put it into the bag, and I closed the bag, and then I put my goggles off, and then I was discussing some issues with the farmer then, and when I looked back to the bag, there was a hole in the bag, and then the snake spit on me and just catch my one eye, and
Wow.
one eye, and then I quickly put the goggles on again and catch the snake and close the hole in the bag. And from that day on, I never take any chances anymore. I just, before I put the snake in the bag, I just look if there's any holes in the bag and stuff like. So yeah, if a black spitting cobra spit in your eyes, you can get blind, temporarily blind, or you can permanently blind. So I tell people every time, if you go on a hike, just take a water bottle with you with water. Whenever you get spit into your eyes, just pour water in your eyes and wash it off of your eyes. If you don't have water, use urine. Urine is just as good to clean your eyes.
Yeah. If I do a hiking trail here in the Cederberg Valley and a snake bites me, what should I do?
Well, keep calm. The first thing that you should do is keep calm. See if you can identify the snake, but don't run after the snake. Try to catch the snake or to see what type of snake it is. If you can't identify it, if you go to the hospital, they will treat you symptom-wise. So be still. If if I'm a little bit reluctant to tell people put a pressure bandage on, because people put pressure bandage too stiff on, and then they're destroying the blood flow, and then it's a non-venomous snake maybe but I mean, they lose their leg, not always because of the snake, but because of the bandage is too stiff on.
Yeah.
So then get help. If you do have a cell phone on you, call the ambulance services, or call the doctor, or call somebody you know that can call those facilities. Don't cut your wound. Don't suck your wound. That is stories from the Wild West. We are not here in the Wild West. We want to save you. So don't cut it, and just be as quiet, not quiet as possible, but be relaxed. I know that it's not possible in this, but be as relaxed as possible, and don't move.
Yeah. Accept the fact that we as human beings has for snakes. Why is it really so important that we should take care of them? That we should not kill them whenever they are in our houses or gardens? Why is it so important?
Well, we did already too much in the past. Look now. We only have elephants in rock art paintings. We only have rhinos in rock art paintings. So all those types of animals was hunted down to extinction in the Western Cape area. So we don't want to get to a scenario that all the snakes are hunted out in the Western Cape. And I always ask the question to people, how many people do you know has been bitten by snakes or died of snakes? Nobody put their hands up. And I said, but how many people do you know died on car crashes and were injured in car crashes? And nearly everybody put their hands on. And I said, why are you afraid of snakes and not of cars?
That's a deep one.
So the thing is, if we disrupt the feeding chain, then if you take snakes out, the owls doesn't have something to eat, and then the owls die out, who eats the snakes, and honey badgers died out, who eats the snakes, and the mice and the rats will just cause havoc around our places, so they will spread pests and diseases, and that's why snakes is so important in our area, to get rid of mice and to get the numbers in check.
Yeah. So I have a funny question. So I'm a man, but I'm really scared of snakes. So what should I do? Say for example, I wake up tomorrow morning and there's a snake on my chest. What should I do?
Keep still.
That's the one.
Remember that snakes doesn't have ears, so they can't hear. But what the snake have, they do have the forked tongue, which they pick up scent particles, and they put the scent particles back into the roof of the mouth, which there's an organ called the Jacobson's organ, and they process all the scent particles, and then the snake get a picture what is happening. Keep still. I know it's not easy, but keep still and try to just let it slide off you. Yeah. So don't give the snake sudden movements, because they will react to movement. Yeah. Keep as quiet as possible. Try to get the snake off. I know it's not going to be easy, but it's also, I will say, less than 1% possible that the snake will come and lie on your chest. So they will easily, because some snakes do have heat sensing pits and can sense heat, so they will not come in because they see ourselves as big, ugly predators. So.
Yeah, as part of the folklore, my grandfather, my uncles, they told me that the snake, it's possible for a snake to lie on your chest, and you know the folklore, there's a lot of lies.
Yes, it's quite possible. The snake can lie. on you, but it's highly unlikely that the snake will come and lie on you. Remember, we must also understand that in those days there wasn't hospitals. So by nature, because we live off the field when we hunt the gatherers, so we know if a snake's going to bite you and it's quite a venomous snake, there's no chances actually that you're going to live, or there's 50-50 that you're going to live. So from a natural background, it is quite, well, it's actually good to be afraid of snakes and actually to teach your kids as well to just leave the snake alone, take 2 steps, 3 steps back, and the snake will easily go away. So yeah.
Patrick, thank you so much for the day. It's such a blessing to have you here, man. Thank you so much.
It's quite a pleasure. Thank you as well for having me.
Thank you, brother.
Okay.